Blockchain is here to replace traditional payment systems. SWIFT, a little-known but powerful corporation, has entered the zeitgeist to criticize Russian President Vladimir Putin for invading Ukraine. Without it, banks worldwide would be unable to conduct business with one another. Even before the name the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications became generally known, rivals developed to challenge its monopoly on cross-border bank transactions. What exactly is SWIFT? The Belgian messaging service that allows banks to safely arrange financial transactions, founded in 1973 and linking over 11,000 financial institutions worldwide, is co-owned by over 3,500 financial businesses worldwide. SWIFT collaborates with central banks such as the Bank of England, the European Central Bank, and the Federal Reserve System of the United States. SWIFT hosted 42 million financial messages per day in 2021. Crypto geeks and rogue states have undertaken efforts to replace the interbank communications mechanism. Experts discussed SWIFT weaponization before the West utilized it in sanctions against Russia. Despite opposition from European partners, President Trump sought to shut off Iran's access in 2018. SWIFT eventually severed relations with the Iranians to prevent sanctions violations. SWIFT replacement attempts. Among the first attempts was Ripple, a San Francisco-based corporation created in 2012 as a digital assets company known for the XRP cryptocurrency and valued at $15 billion. The company engaged SWIFT board member Marcus Treacher as its global head of strategic accounts in 2016. The following year, 2017, it debuted RippleNet as a messaging network comparable to SWIFT before layering on transaction settlement using digital assets in 2018. RippleNet has publicly positioned itself as a rival to SWIFT since its beginnings. While RippleNet has struggled to retain its high-profile early customers, RippleNet General Manager Ashish Birla claims that the network has experienced a record year with a run rate of more than $10 billion, over half of which is transferring crypto goods known as on-demand liquidity. While figures vary significantly, SWIFT handles around $1.7 trillion in daily traffic. Birla is from Silicon Valley and sees his company's ledger offering for cross-border transactions comparable to a blockchain, as less of a decentralization move and more of a market enhancement. A worldwide banking association is utilizing the Ripple blockchain network technology to improve the efficiency of cross-border payments. Canadian and Israeli banks announced a deal with National Australia Bank, Australia's most prominent commercial bank, to improve the security and efficiency of their payment systems, exchange innovation techniques, and other initiatives. Currently, the Ripple Payment Network collaborates with approximately 55 global financial institutions. As an alternative to existing methods, its on-demand liquidity or ODL service sources liquidity for cross-border transactions using the digital currency XRP. Due to their cooperation with the National Australia Bank, the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, or CIBC, and Israel's bank Leumi are now utilizing the Ripple Payment Network for cross-border transactions. The collaboration is intended to improve consumer experiences by lowering costs, speeding up payment processing, and boosting security. Transactions that may have taken up to 2 days to become effective are now said to be completed in minutes. The Russian situation. Within days following the invasion of Ukraine, the West cut Russia off from the SWIFT payment system. Just days after authorities kicked numerous Russian banks from SWIFT, Elvira Nabiullina, the president of the Central Bank of Russia, pushed the financial message transfer system of the Bank of Russia as a successor for SWIFT. The Bank of Russia initially introduced this SWIFT alternative in 2014, the same year that Russia seized Crimea and sanctions against Russia were proposed for the first time. Initially intended for internal usage, it had partners in nations sympathetic to Russian interests by April 2021, including Belarusian banks, Armenia-based Ashid Bank, and the Kyrgyz Bank of Asia in Kyrgyzstan. Even though crypto was once frowned upon under the Red Sun, their viewpoint has altered due to need. They're now looking to blockchain to fix their challenges. Despite predictions that cryptocurrency use would skyrocket due to Russians attempting to avoid sanctions, it's doubtful that the amount of trade accessible could even begin to approach the $50 billion in FX trading that Russia engaged in daily before the restrictions. The reality is that, contrary to popular belief, transactions are mainly controlled. As a result of its invasion of Ukraine, Russia has been increasingly isolated from global finance, foreign currency reserves, and traditional payment systems. In its trade dealings, the Russian government has attempted to move to payments in national currencies such as the ruble and yuan. It's also contemplating the use of cryptocurrencies for international settlements. This comes as Russia's major industries and importers struggle to make US currency payments. Russia's XRP replacement. The Rostec Group, a Russian government technology group, has announced the development of a blockchain platform to establish a digital payment system capable of processing 100,000 transactions per second. This new payment system, called CELS, is similar to XRP in that it employs distributed ledger technology, allowing Russia to pay for products brought into the nation using the ruble rather than the US currency. Existing governments will likewise be able to pay Russia in their currencies, rendering other payment methods obsolete. The Novosibirsk Institute of Program Systems, called CELS, according to the paper, its creators aim to develop a whole ecosystem of software goods and services based on distributed ledger technology, or DLT, that supports international payments, multi-currency transactions, user identity, and digital currency storage. According to the Rostec Group, the new technology might provide a viable alternative to the SWIFT system's international payment services. Although it is incorrect that they are utilizing this platform to circumvent their banking regulations, this article serves as a wake-up call to the rest of the globe about what crypto is capable of on a global scale. Following the rejection of proposals to restrict Russian crypto accounts, the digital asset industry has seen an increase in speculation. The majority is about how the more significant cryptocurrency business may suffer if global regulators apply harsh sanctions on such exchanges for allegedly allowing Russians to continue operating using crypto's pseudonymous character. Ella Brendgard, CEO of crypto compliance software Notabene, said that despite its limitations, Bitcoin may and has been used by rogue states as a vehicle for dodging sanctions and participating in illicit financing and money laundering operations. However, doing so at scale is challenging. Make no mistake, without Russia's access to SWIFT, the new option will be difficult. Both parties would have to agree to employ CELS as a financial middleman. While it may be simple for Russia to reroute its relations with friends, the selection of receptive peers is few. While RippleNet would not help Russia avoid sanctions, the country and several of its neighbors have been allowed to work on it as an alternative. According to reports from the state-owned Russian news agency TASS, conversations with Chinese banks are also ongoing. Before Russia's invasion, Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping were said to have discussed how to avoid the dominance of Western democracies in the world arena. China Construction Bank has established BC Trade 2.0, which allows 75 financial institutions to detect riskier borrowers and provide reduced rates to better prospects, hinting at their efforts to sidestep SWIFT. As of February 2021, that platform had enabled over $100 billion in loans to thousands of consumers while excluding SWIFT. Similarly, Venezuela unveiled the Petro in 2019, a digital currency ostensibly backed by the country's massive oil reserves and designed to escape sanctions. As a result, former President Donald Trump swiftly prohibited it. Will Putin's alternative to XRP have a soft landing despite Russia and its economy's sanctions? Can Russia use CELS as a financial intermediary to improve trade relations with its neighbors? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you loved this video, please like it and subscribe to this channel for more.